So, Paul, tell me a little bit about working at a smaller firm, independent, getting exposure to all aspects of the business as you outlined. My guess is that was really helpful and informative early on, right? Just getting that broad exposure to really, it sounds like all elements of running an independent wealth management practice.
Yeah, it was a really great opportunity for me. And I think, again, as I look back and try to help these next gen advisors and aspiring advisors, I think it's really clear for people to understand, there's so many different paths that you can take just within wealth management. Um, and so, there's a lot of different things to think about, right? There's the RIA, registered investment advisor path that I have taken, where you're with a firm, you get paid to give advice, and you're not tied to like a bank. There are the big wirehouses like the JP Morgans out there, Merrill Lynch, those types of companies. And then there are the broker dealer type companies as well, like LPL, those kinds of companies. And all of those companies offer really great resources, but they're structured differently, right? Like most of the time, the pay structure will be different. Um, the responsibilities will be different. If you're working with a big wirehouse, it's more of kind of eat what you kill type deal. Like you're kind of on your own. And some people may really enjoy that. Some people maybe not so much. So trying to educate people, on which type of firm that they want to work with, but then also within that, what do you want to, what are you passionate about? So when I worked at that small firm, it was really great for me because, like I said, I got to do the compliance, I was doing the operations, I was doing the service, I was in the meetings. And through years and years of exposure to all of those different job functions within that office, I was able to kind of say, hey, I'm super passionate about being an advisor and giving advice and being client facing. And because of that, I really want to pinpoint, that aspect of the business. I'm not so passionate about maybe the investments or the trading or the operations or the compliance. I'm really passionate about being an advisor and doing the planning for clients. And so that helped me narrow the scope of how I want to build the rest of my career path and the types of places that I want to work. And so I think it's hard because a lot of when you come out of college, you're kind of naturally drawn to, oh, I want to work for these bigger firms and the names, the Goldman Sachs, whatever it is. But there's also tons of opportunity at these smaller firms where, in a lot of cases, they really need the help, and you're going to be able to have a huge impact early on and learn so much that you maybe may not be able to get so much exposure, have so much impact at a larger firm.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. When we're talking to candidates too on our side, just about career options, somebody early in the career, I agree that I think working at a smaller firm may allow for broader exposure across different elements of the business and allow you to rule in or rule out what specific area you want to pursue long term, like you did, Paul, right? So I think
Hmm.
it's sound advice, and maybe the small firm's the right fit for some, maybe the larger firm's the right fit if somebody's very, business development centric and wants to get in client building mode early, and maybe there's some
Yep.
in between, right? That could be a fit as well. But I think your experience led you to where you are today. It sounds like at
Yeah.
Crestwood and has been really meaningful over the long term.